Welcome back to 2 News at 10 o'clock. Glad you were with us tonight. Nice story by you. It's the longest running theater in the state of Utah. It could possibly be one of the longest running cinematic theaters in the whole country.
It's quite a title, isn't it? A centennial celebration at the Casino Star Theater. It was last month in Gunnison. It's about an hour and a half drive south of Salt Lake. In case you were wondering, 2 News was there. And right now we're going to take you on a look back at some of the historic theater's remarkable moments over the last 100 years. It was just after the turn of the century, and a farming community in central Utah was booming.
And everyone was so excited.
In 1909, entrepreneur Sims Duggins took money he'd earned from a saloon in Provo and decided this newly incorporated city of Gunnison needed a theater of its own.
So he was going to build a building that was going to be the greatest thing outside of Salt Lake City. And he did.
Lori Ney is a co-founding director of the Casino Star Theater Organization, a nonprofit formed in 2004, working to restore what was becoming a rundown relic. She says the fascinating facade is part of what makes this theater so unique, crafted in the Beaux-Arts School of Architectural Design in Paris, France.
It came to Gunnison on rail, and from the rail train it came from oxen from there to be put in place.
The casino, as it was called, opened to a sold-out crowd on January 13th, 1913. Fast forward 100 years and they're still open, serving up popcorn and showing first-run movies, the only theater in Utah with that distinction and one of the longest-running cinematic theaters, period.
I'm one of those move-ins. I've been here only 40 years.
Co-founding director Diana Spencer.
It was, the beauty was there. It was just difficult to articulate how it could be restored.
Ain't I good to you?
A little entertainment, that's what the Casino Star Theater truly provides to its patrons.
Last month, a centennial celebration.
Don't let us part.
Still a stage for live entertainment, just like when they opened as a stop on the vaudeville circuit. But movies up on the silver screen have always been its bread and butter.
But they were big times and really a lot of fun growing up here in the theater.
Robert Anderson was born in the apartment upstairs. His grandfather, Cy, owned the renamed Star Theater in what you could call its heyday from 1941 to 1972.
You know, as I grew up, Friday nights was chaos. You know, all of the young people came on Friday nights, and this is where a lot of people fell in love, watching the movies.
And during that time, it's what connected us all.
We didn't have the television like we do today, so you got updated on all the national news, other than newspapers, was at the movie theater.
He says many don't realize the Casino Star Theater's scandalous past.
You know, it was a saloon to begin with. The tunnel that ran through, so the revenuers couldn't catch the people running liquor and those type of things.
A place in history, but also a place in the locals' hearts. Nearly everyone who grew up in these parts has a story to tell about the Casino Star Theater, more affectionately known as the Show House.
Our first movie we fell in love to, The Lion King. Watched it here. First place we held hands.
I just like going down and seeing the big hole that they used to crawl under up to Top Stop. That's cool.
Heroin would get tied to the railroad tracks and the train would come and you'd have to come back the next week to see the next episode.
I had a chance to work here at the theater and be a projectionist. I just thought it was incredible to have an opportunity to work with those old projectors. Those old, I had to be able to throw the switches so that the show would move from one projector to the other.
Still up in the booth, many of the old reels remain atop the counters and left in the dust and disarray. So a lot of history, and some swear it's even haunted.
It just freaks me out to hear.
Tom Carr with Wasatch Paranormal had to pay a visit.
What's that?
This is what he recorded. He says a spirit moans his name.
There was somebody there that I felt as if had been murdered. So I started asking some questions and we started getting some responses.
And there was a murder that happened once upon a time, and it had some connection to some people that worked and lived here at the theater.
And just going down and sitting in those seats and seeing the history that was built there, I highly recommend going down there and show the respect to the history and the building as well as the spirits that are there.
And with the ghosts in the attic or possibly the aisles, the show goes on at the Casino Star Theater.
Our buildings are more important to us than we think.
It's really a tribute to the community.
Well, the show house was just honored by the Utah Heritage Foundation for their historic preservation. CasinoStarTheater.com if you'd like movie information or to donate as they continue to try and raise funds to get their winged victories back on that facade. They're hoping to do that this summer, and they're working to get that big marquee back up and running again as well. So a lot of fun.
Well, what is this Lori Nay stuff? It's Mom.
That's my mom. I know it's kind of hard to speak about that, you know, like when you try to figure out how you refer to your mom there and give her full title as well.
Your mom.
But it's amazing work what they're doing there. Well, that's the theater I grew up going to, you know, and, you know, where you'd get the little excited when you'd go and your friends would be there.
You had a couple dates
cute.
there?
I think I probably had a few dates down in the show house. I'm sure I did.
All right.
It's fun to see it being restored.